No, to YouTube.
To YouTube?
Tell them something. Tell the kids of America something.
Sing.
Glutes for the sleuths.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Bert.
Start G4P. Just do it. So make your debut that kind of debut. Might as well.
Whoa, no. Somebody teach me how to cover this up with makeup. I got a date tomorrow. What's up guys, Tyler Yasuda at Tytaniumfitness. And this is like my 6th take of this video. So I'm going to try to just get this down in this last take. Anyway, in this video we're going to be talking about my DUP program. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know the program's already been released either 2 or 3 days ago, depending on when this video is up. The program's for sale for $25 currently, but price may increase depending on how many people buy it. I did not anticipate it being this popular. And the way that I'm doing it is I'm sending these out as Google Sheets. I'm maintaining ownership of every single spreadsheet so that I can sort of see and correct anything if anything goes wrong. And I can also sort of see if anybody's sharing these documents or if they're copying and pasting with people that haven't bought the program. I know I shouldn't even have to say it, but please don't do that. You should know better. It is kind of hard for me to manage all of these programs, so in order to sort of control demand, I might increase the price slightly in the future. But then again, who knows? I understand that $25 is a very reasonable price, so I might try to keep it there. I'm not really sure at this point. Before we get too much into the program, I just want to make a quick disclaimer that I am by no means some magical programming wizard. This is not any revolutionary, new programming idea that I have. If you want the best of the best, I highly recommend Bryce Lewis or any of the guys from TSA, Strength Athlete, Jeff Nippard, the Strength guys, any of them, 3DMJ, Alberto Nunez. There's so many good coaches out there that you guys should hire. All of these guys that I've just named, among many others that I haven't named, they're going to be better at programming than me. And if you can afford coaching from any of these people, by all means, hire them. Or if you want, you can hire me as your coach. But I realize that not everybody has the money for coaching, and that's paying a one-time fee like $25 for a program that you can run over and over and over again as many times as you want. That might be a lot more realistic for a lot of you out there. So I've written down a few of the most commonly asked questions I've gotten about the program, and I'm going to try to answer them here. First thing, a lot of people ask me who this program is meant for, whether it be bodybuilders, or powerlifters. And the truth is, this program was originally designed by me, for me. Some of you guys might not know, but I am a drug-free competitive bodybuilder with the iMovie, wnbf. And I recently won my NGA Pro Guard this summer. I've only done one powerlifting meet, but in my first meet, I set the California State total record for my age and weight class. So I would like to think that I'm fairly decent at both sports. I competed in bodybuilding and powerlifting fairly close together. I think I had like 8 weeks between my last show and my first meet. I kind of set out to prove a point that you don't have to choose between physical development and strength. You can do both simultaneously if you understand what you're doing. So this program does incorporate both hypertrophy and strength. And I think that it is a good balance between the two. This program is based on DUP, or daily undulating periodization, which is not a program in itself. It is just a programming ideal. There's this idea called the repeated bout effect, which basically states that every time we train, we're subjecting our bodies to stimulus. And over time, our bodies adapt to this stimulus so that it makes less and less of a difference, or forces less and less adaptation physically, whether it be strength or hypertrophy. And DUP accounts for this by varying rep ranges day to day, and increasing volume or undulating volume over time, so that your body can't adapt as quickly. Granted, you will always be adapting no matter what, but you don't adapt as quickly, so it continually forces that upward adaptation of strength and hypertrophy. A lot of people try to separate the two, strength and hypertrophy, or in terms of like rep ranges or volume. And yes, there is a difference between the two, but I think it's important to realize that the one common theme of good programming, whether that be for bodybuilding or powerlifting, strength or hypertrophy, is increased volume over time. So yes, generally working in higher percentages of your 1 rep max for lower volume might be better for strength, and working in lower percentages of your 1 rep max for more volume might be better for hypertrophy. But that doesn't necessarily mean that one is unequivocally better than the other. Either way, in order to sort of account for that, if you purchase the program, you receive 2 versions. The standard version of the program has you working with a little bit higher volume and slightly lower percentages. And the intensified version has you working in higher percentages and lower volume. The standard version is probably where most people should start, and then the intensified version might be something you can switch to later on, or it might be more useful for you if you're prepping to peak for a meet, or possibly if you're prepping for a bodybuilding show or something like that, if you're dieting down and you're just at a point when you can't handle as much volume. Another common question I've got is, what exactly is a split like and how many days a week are you training? It is recommended that you train 3 days on, 1 day off, and you continue throughout the rest of the program that way. If you do, you'll be right on track to finish the program in 5 weeks. That being said, I understand, not everybody has similar schedules. Not everybody can train, 3 days out of 4. So it's totally up to you how you budget your days. You can make this 5-week program into a 10-week program for all I care. It's really whatever works for you is going to be fine. But as far as my experience goes, I would recommend 3 days on, 1 day off. And I guess that's another thing I should have mentioned earlier is that the coolest thing I think about this program is that all you really have to do is plug in your training maxes. If you don't know exactly what your training maxes are, you could always use Mike T's RTS RPE scale or RPE chart to figure out what your projected max is. But basically, you just plug in your training maxes, and all of your working weights through the entire 5-week program are going to be calculated for you, at least for the main lifts. The way the split's broken down, we have 6 different training days, so 6 different workouts essentially. And each workout, you're going to be doing 1 competition lift. So either your competition squat, bench, or deadlift. In conjunction with your main lift, you will be doing either a variation of a competition lift, or you will be doing accessory work. Accessory work being all the small isolation stuff. And then there are 9 days to a block, and there are 3 blocks total in 5-week cycle. Each block progressively increases volume. And then in each block we utilize AMRAP sets, and it's going to be a little bit more tricky for you guys, or for those of you who purchase the program by itself and don't hire me for coaching. In every program, I've already sort of set out the AMRAP sets for the first block, but other than that, it's sort of going to be up to you figuring out how to use or when to prescribe AMRAP sets. AMRAP, for those of you guys who don't know, just stands for as many reps as possible. And we're using this sort of to gauge exactly how hard your working sets are for you, so that if we can afford to, we will increase your training max or your projected training max as often as we can. And then once you complete an entire 5-week cycle, it's totally up to you. You can deload, or you can run it again, or you can do whatever you want. But included in the program is a taper protocol, so that if you want to test for a true max, it'll help you aggressively taper down volume and increase percentages very fast, so that when you do test maxes, you're going to be more prepared to test max, and you'll get closer to a true training max than you would if you just took a couple days off and then tested maxes. All you really have to do is plug in your new maxes, and you can run either the standard or the intensified version all over again. That's about as much detail as I'm going to go into as far as the program goes. If you're interested in purchasing the program, shoot me an email at tytaniumfitnesscoaching@gmail.com. And in the subject, be sure you write Titanium DUP so I know that it's about the program. And the program is still priced currently at $25, but like I said, the price may increase, but I'll let you know in the email when I get it. Other than that, if you guys want to buy Titanium Fitness apparel, go to titaniumfitness.bigcartel.com. If you want to hire me as your online coach, shoot me an email at titaniumfitnesscoaching@gmail.com, but in the subject, please write coaching. Other than that, thanks to everybody who has bought the program, who has subscribed to my channel, who's followed me, who has supported me through everything. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Subscribe to Titanium Fitness for negative body fat alien swag.